Ancient Egypt was a land of great wonders. It was located in the northeast corner of Africa. A very long river flowed through this land. This river was called the Nile. The Nile was extremely important to the ancient Egyptians. It was like a precious gift, essential for their survival. Without the life-giving waters of the Nile, the land would be mostly an uninhabitable desert. The river brought precious moisture and fertility to the otherwise dry and barren land. People depended entirely on the river to live, to grow food, and to build their homes and communities. It truly formed the very heart of their ancient world, shaping their culture and beliefs. The Nile River is unique because it flows from south to north. It travels a great distance before reaching the Mediterranean Sea. Every year, during a specific season, the river would flood its banks. This annual flood was not a destructive event for the Egyptians. In fact, it was a very beneficial and welcomed occurrence. The floodwaters carried with them rich black mud. This special mud was called silt. When the floodwaters eventually receded, this fertile silt was left behind on the land. This natural process made the soil incredibly rich and perfect for growing crops. The farmers eagerly awaited this yearly flood, knowing it would ensure a good harvest. The strip of fertile land along the Nile was relatively narrow. On either side of this lush green ribbon lay vast expanses of harsh, unforgiving desert. The ancient Egyptians had specific names for these contrasting regions. They called their fertile homeland Kemet. This name meant the Black Land, referring to the dark, rich soil deposited by the Nile's flood. In stark contrast, they called the desert Deshret, which meant the Red Land, because of its reddish sands and rocks. The Black Land was where the majority of people lived, cultivated their crops, and built their civilization. The Red Land, while inhospitable, offered a natural barrier, protecting them from potential invaders and outside threats. This fundamental duality profoundly shaped their daily lives and their worldview. The Nile River also served as a magnificent natural highway for the ancient Egyptians. They became skilled boat builders and sailors. They used various types of boats to travel up and down the river with relative ease. This facilitated the trade of goods between different parts of the sprawling Egyptian kingdom. It also allowed for the efficient movement of soldiers when needed for defense or campaigns. Importantly, heavy building materials, like stone for pyramids and temples, could be transported on barges along the river. The Nile effectively connected the entire country, making communication and administration much easier. The Nile was undeniably the lifeline of ancient Egypt. Its predictable rhythm dictated the patterns of life for all its inhabitants. Many thousands of years ago, people began to settle near the life-sustaining Nile River. In the earliest times, these people were primarily